It was just after midnight when the sound kicked in. Not loud, not obvious, but in the dry, silent stretch near Burkina Faso's border, you couldn't miss it. A high-pitched mechanical hum cutting through the darkness. Seconds later, chaos rained from the sky. A single unmanned drone, flying low and deadly quiet, locked onto a convoy crawling through the bush. No headlights, no signals, no markings. Inside were armed mercenaries with Western gear, rifles, encrypted comms, and high-end night vision. They didn't stand a chance. In one flash, the lead vehicle exploded. The second flipped, bursting into flames. The rest tried to scatter, but it was too late. The drone circled back again and again. By the time boots hit the ground, all that was left was scorched earth and silence. At first, no one knew who had pulled the trigger. Then the truth surfaced. The strike had been ordered by Captain Ibrahim Traoré himself. The drone? A prototype. North Korean in origin, upgraded with Russian targeting systems, and enhanced by Burkina Faso's own AES encryption. Deadly accurate. The message was clear. This wasn't just a strike. It was a warning. To mercenaries, to their backers, and to every foreign power still pretending Africa wasn't ready to defend itself. Investigators discovered the mercenaries weren't random militia. They were professionals. Their rifles were American-made with biometric locks. French radios were still connected to encrypted networks. Tactical maps marked with Burkina Faso's resource sites. Even fingerprints revealed ex-special forces from Nigeria. Ghost soldiers, trained, equipped, and funded through offshore accounts routed via Abu Dhabi, London, and Paris. This wasn't freelance work, it was organized. But by who? Intercepted calls pointed to one codename, Falcon Hand. A shadow operation tied to sabotage across the Sahel. Even worse, one mercenary's phone had a contact saved as DC Handler. The implication? A proxy unit meant to kneecap Burkina Faso's rise before it could inspire others. For Traoré, the message was crystal clear. Days before the strike, Burkina Faso Intel had intercepted a chilling call. Operation Broken Spine begins in 72 hours. Attached was a satellite image of a new oil refinery, Traoré's crown jewel, proof Burkina Faso could build its economy without foreign control. The mercenaries weren't coming. They were already inside. That's when the decision was made. Deploy the NA-7 drone. Its name honored an ancient warrior queen. Built through secret programs, it could fly over 800 kilometers, armed with precision missiles and fragmentation warheads designed to wipe out armored convoys with zero civilian casualties. On that night, the NA-7 did exactly what it was created to do: eliminate the threat before it reached the refinery. The entire operation lasted only 12 minutes. Western intelligence admitted. They didn't have anything that precise in the field. For the first time in decades, a so-called weaker African nation had pulled off a flawless high-tech strike without American or French support. Nigeria's silence was deafening. The dead mercenaries were traced back to its own elite forces, wiped from official records months earlier. They had trained in foreign-run facilities with Western funding. If Nigeria admitted involvement, it risked crisis with Burkina Faso and its allies. If it denied, it would still have to explain how its soldiers ended up in a covert mission across the border. Trapped, the government chose silence. But the African streets didn't stay quiet. Across Mali, Niger, and beyond, people ask the question openly: was Nigeria destabilizing its neighbor under Western pressure? Burkina Faso's state TV ran non-stop coverage. Murals of the NA-7 drone appeared across West Africa. Student marches broke out with slogans like, "Don't mess with sovereignty." Inside intelligence rooms, the evidence became undeniable. Logs and signals traced back to servers in Virginia, the nerve center of CIA operations. Old French military blueprints matched the mercenaries' documents. This wasn't just a Nigerian issue, it was a full-scale foreign proxy war. And Captain Traoré made his stance clear with a line that spread like wildfire. If you send ghosts, we send thunder. The strike ignited more than vehicles. It lit a movement. In Burkina Faso, thousands filled the streets waving flags, chanting that their nation was awake. Across Africa, young people saw Traoré as proof that sovereignty was no longer a dream, but a reality worth defending. The West called it destabilizing. African nations called it unity. Within days, Burkina Faso, Mali, and Niger launched Operation Iron Shield, joint patrols, shared satellite networks, and rapid military coordination never seen before in the Sahel. The message was simple. Attack one of us, and you face all of us. For the first time in a century, Africa wasn't waiting for help. It wasn't bowing to foreign powers. It was standing tall, united, and ready to defend its land. Traoré said it best. Fear is for those who borrow power. We built ours. The world was watching, and the line had been drawn.